1, ignition, and liftoff.
We begin this week on a launch pad at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Yes, private spaceflight company SpaceX was at it again, but this time it carried some cutting-edge technology to monitor our planet. An international cooperative created the Methane-Sat, with the group calling it the world's most advanced methane-tracking satellite. Manufactured by Blue Canyon Technologies and roughly the size of a washing machine, Methane-Sat will observe and calculate how much of the planet-warming gas has been emitted into our atmosphere and how those emissions vary. Methane is more than 28 times as potent as carbon dioxide at trapping heat in our atmosphere. Something to keep in mind, as this past year was the hottest on record.
And liftoff.
Also this week, from a launch pad at Florida's Cape Canaveral, NASA and SpaceX launched 4 astronauts to the International Space Station. The crew docked with the ISS Tuesday, a little more than 24 hours after launch. They'll be in space for 6 months, where, among other tasks, the crew will oversee the arrivals of 2 new rocket ships, respectively from Boeing and Sierra Space. Elsewhere, a dozen aspiring moonwalkers graduated from NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. They are the latest crop of Artemis astronaut candidates who may one day fly on the next mission to the moon. 10 candidates came from NASA, 2 from the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center in the United Arab Emirates.
I feel extremely proud, extremely grateful to be given this opportunity. At the same time, the feeling of achieving your dreams is very gratifying. And I also feel a huge commitment and a sense of how important this is for the UAE and for the Arab world.
Which brings us to our final piece of news this week. NASA is hiring astronauts. There are some basic qualifications, like being a U.S. citizen and having a master's degree in a science-related field. But if you apply and NASA approves, it could be you aboard one of those next Artemis missions to the moon. Just know that competition is fierce, as the 12 astronauts NASA recently chose came from 12,000 applicants. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.